Ozugbalun, who joins us live in the studio. This was the same area, Ayo, where the young man, or do I call him young man now? Was Sodebo had gone some months ago to rescue.
It's from that local government.
From that particular local government. So you sometimes wonder why there will be a reprisal attack or a repeat attack in the same community. Was there a security infrastructure in place aftermath that attack to ensure that there is no repeat?
I think it's basically something that's failure in security. These people were said to have, they came in 50 motorcycles and 50 people in 20 motorcycles, and if you times it, you can do the mathematics. They would have traveled across communities. They would have been holding on to guns, they would have been holding on to machetes and everything, and to hit that community. Now, if you look at the aftermath of the visit of Sunday Igboro, the Seriki of that Ibarapa actually was interviewed by BBC, and he said, look, that he cannot ever forget his experience, that he lost close to 200 million naira, he lost his properties, he lost cars, he lost everything, that he has been there, he was speaking, he was interviewed in Yoruba, BBC Yoruba, and that is part of that community, that all of a sudden he was accused of, sponsoring bandits, sponsoring kidnappers, that they were even at the vanguard of apprehending kidnappers for the community. But when the Sunday Igbohos of this, when he got there and his guys, they burnt houses, the man said he lost 4 of his children to the attack, that he doesn't know where they are, they buried them. And he has been banished from that community, and he said he's over 72 years, that's the only community he knows how to do business. He said he had over 250 cows before that. So for governments to know that, look, if there had been a kind of incident as big as what happened 2 months ago in that community, government would have fortified security in that area, because when you look at this kind of thing, there's always going to be a reprisal attack. The commander of Amotekun in Oyo State, that's General Togo, he said it, he gave a security report that, look, that people that were in Nigeria, because that's normally the practice, when you displace some set of Fulanese and they feel aggrieved, there is a way they send message to people from Mali, from people from Libya. They come in form of mercenaries, they come, they wreak havoc, and those ones, they're merciless. So we couldn't stop them. They travel from one community to the other, we couldn't stop them. That's the failure we're talking about here. The security, the primary responsibility of any government is the protection of life and properties. And if they had moved at any given time from one community or the other, and they weren't stopped by any policemen, they weren't stopped by civil defense, and nobody gave that intelligence report that these guys are coming to strike.
And sometimes you just wonder if we're only being reactionary to issues like this. The Southwest governors have now said that there's a need for what they call the Southwest Security Network, Amotekun, to undergo a joint operation. And that is very, very key to what we're talking about. But how much do you think a joint operation of Amotekuns can do in resolving this problem?
It's just like something that would not look at what is the framework of Amotekun. Amotekun was not set up to carry arms. They were set up to give intelligence reports, to work on behalf of the police, to work with the police. And look at these bandits, the people that are coming to attack them, these assailants. Some of them, they have RPG. Some of them, they come with gun trucks. Some of them, they come with AK-49. Some of them, they come with, and you're saying that a kind of outfit across the country, across the southwestern part of Nigeria, that they don't have the training, they don't have the ammunition, they are just meant to just complement whatever police in terms of local intelligence. Now telling that Amotekun will work together to face these people, it's a suicide mission. It's a suicide mission.
Unfortunately, the governors are not in agreement with the federal government as regards how to permanently resolve this problem. The case is a little bit unique when it comes to who owns the land. Those who have been living there for years, or those whose ancestors lay claim to the lands. But how do you see this impasse between governors and federal government being resolved as regards whether...
So open grazing, we reacted to open grazing.
Exactly.
The law is the law. When it comes to the land, you know, it's an exclusive, like an exclusive right to the state government. So I can make laws peculiar to people. But the federal government is dwelling on that fact of the constitution that says that if you are a Nigerian, you can do business, you can move from one place to the other unhindered. Doing your business, nobody must molest you. So the federal government is looking at it from the point of view of violation of people's rights. You cannot tell people not to do their business. And people are now talking about, look, we've moved away from open grazing for crying out loud, that look, ranching is the best option. But the governors have not been able, that's the southern and the northern governors, they've not been able to sing with one voice. If they are saying it with one voice, the problem, and the federal government, they will definitely solve the problem. That means they will start, you know, making landed properties available for ranching. But the governor of Kano State now, he has something very elaborate for farmers and herders in his own community. So he is saying that, look, it's a kind of archaic practice, taking, you know, moving from one community to the other. No, it's not safe again. So we have to make sure that we get landed properties for these guys to accommodate them in terms of ranches across the country. So we now stop this friction between herders and farmers.
15 persons dead, houses and vehicles burnt. You wonder when we're going to see the end to all of these insecurity challenges. That's
not new in Nigeria again. Absolutely. 15 is an understatement. Some papers reported 20, absolutely. Some reported 25, and the quantum of destruction, the properties that were destroyed, even the Oba's Palace in that Ibarakwa area was destroyed. The student was killed, he has been displaced, and you want to watch the communities. This is not peculiar to the southwest only. This is across the country. This is how these people, criminal headers, this is how
Sunday Igboho came into limelight on the back of this,
because of this vacuum. Because of this vacuum, yes.
And now
the government, the state governors, the government, they weren't able to rise up to this occasion to fill that vacuum, because the friction between the herders and the farmers had continued for so long, and it has done a lot of damages.
We'll see how all of this play out, particularly exploring the alternatives. You know, can we sit down and talk about these issues? Are there alternatives to having these problems solved?
Looking at how we are going to do our businesses, to embrace ranching, to embrace some other things, and go around the countries, and most fundamentally, to see ourselves as brothers and sisters. The dichotomy is just not helping matters.
Let's leave it here. Senior Correspondent Ozugbalun, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
On TVC News at 7.